Hey guys, Sendai. Uh, just I don't know. It's what, like 8, 9 o'clock in the night. So something very interesting occurred to me. That's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. Uh, I'm. You guys probably know that already. I'm 40 years old. Actually, I turned 41 just recently, and I grew up in a world where people basically told you that, and that was not just me, everyone around me. People told you that you have to do certain things. Like you have to go to school, you have to go to elementary school, you have to have good grades, you have to listen to everybody, you have to obey, you have to do everything that they tell you to do. You have to go to college. Without college, that's what they keep telling you, by the way, that you have to first finish elementary school because you're not going to survive in this tough world. You have to go and finish elementary school. By the way, they not tell you that anything that they teach you in elementary school is completely useless from the life point of view. And then they say, okay, if you want to stand out from the crowd, because now elementary school is just basic, everyone has it, you have to go to either college or you have to go to university. You have to improve your education. You have to. That's what they keep telling you. That was my life. That was the world that I grew up in. That you have to do things. You have to do this. You have to do that. There are no options. Don't think. Just do that. You have to do it, and then you have to get a good job, and you have to be a good employee, and you have to work hard for years and earn experience, and you have to have a family. You have to everything. And that's the world that I knew. That's the only world that I knew. That's the world that I grew up. And I just started to realize recently how life changed and how the world's changed. And I see more and more with young people is that they don't have to do anything. To me, that was. And I love this, by the way. So this is not about. This is important. This is not about avoiding responsibilities. Don't come to me with this like, oh, you just want to have fun all your life and you give a damn about responsibility. That's not what I'm talking about. That's talking about you don't have to do anything. So this is ridiculous that they tell you you have to, you have to. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, so let me clarify this to you, okay? And this is something that I had hoped someone tell me, all my life, but no one ever told me that. You don't listen to me. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. Nothing. You don't have to. There's no such. No one can tell you otherwise. They're going to try to suggest this that you have to, but you don't. So you should do stuff that you think are good for you or good for your surroundings, but you should do something that you agree with. You should do something that aligns with your mind of who you are and when you are you supposed to go. And this is very 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 important. And to be honest, I love this new worldview. I love it. I love it way more than what was taught to me, because that's the truth. That's the truth. Like, if you were in my place and you were trying to do all those things and you're following these advices, that you're supposed to do everything this and that. At one point in your life, you're going to start ask questions like, okay, I've been following these advices all my life, and here I am, and no one asked me ever what I want to do and who am I. No one ever asked me that. They just told me to do this and that, and probably this is completely. This is not something I can relate to. This is not something that makes me happy. I don't care about any of these shit. Like, why you keep telling me this? Like, hold on for a second, okay? I want to stop right now and I want to ask my questions, okay? Why am I doing these stuff? Is it good for me for the long run? Is it good for my family for the long run? Is it good for anybody, for society? Because, no one ever consulted me about this. And I just love this new world, to be honest. I'm completely blown away by it. And I super agree with today's idea that you don't have to do anything. Like, you have to have a family, you have to have kids, you have responsibilities all your life. Yeah, okay, really? Like, no, absolutely not. You don't. They can. People can tell you otherwise. They can have expectations towards you, and most likely they will have. But this is about them, and this is about society, or this is about what they think that might be good for you. I told you guys, you probably remember one of my previous videos. Not even good for you is probably safe for you. But no, no, and no. Okay, hold on for a second. Okay, let me think what I want, and then we can have a discussion here. Okay, whether what you tell me is good for me or whatever you tell me what I have to do I agree with that? Because probably I won't. And if I won't, then you can get the fuck out of here because I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do things in my own way. I don't care what anything else you say. That's what I'm talking about. You have to treat me like a partner. It's not like an upside, it's not like a relationship where up and down relationship. There's a forget it, forget it. So again, guys, this is a very interesting realization that I had. I grew up in this world where people told us, we have to do all these things, but it's just absolutely not true. And I'm happy that the world changed in a way where people don't accept these things anymore. They're just like, okay, no, I don't. If you go to a job you don't like it, quit the next day. Just forget it. Why? I know they want to put fear in your mind, and they try to suggest that if you do this, you're ruined for the rest of your life. No. And by the way, so what if you're ruined for the rest of your life? Probably you're going to follow. There are many millions of people who follow these advices, and their life is ruined as we know it. It just suffering. Unbelievable, unbelievable. And then, by the way, when you grew up a society like this, when you just tell people what to do when they follow all their orders, you are just training zombies. You're not training anything else but zombies without conscience. They're just following robots. That's what you want. Really, that's what you want. That can work. That can go to a certain extent, but eventually and hopefully, because people have brains and people have desires and thoughts. Eventually, people will wake up and ask these questions like, okay, I've been following everything you told me to follow, and here I am, and I build nothing. By the way, sorry, I build nothing that makes sense. I build nothing that can help me or my kids or my parents. So what's the point? So who are bringing these rules? Who making these rules and these suggestions? Enough of this, okay? Only do things that you agree with, and if people tell you to do something, ask questions, convince me, explain it to me. I want to understand. If I understand and if I agree, I will participate. If I don't, I'm sorry. It's not me you're looking for. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is the new world I'm talking about. By the way, yeah, exactly. The other one. Oh, I love this one. You have to vote. You guys heard this, right? You have to vote. That's what they keep telling you. This is democracy. You have to vote. This is an obligation. You have to vote. You participate in democracy by voting. You know what? Fuck this. No. No. I've been voting all my life. I'm 41 years old as of last week. I've been voting since I was able to vote for the first time. I've been voting for like 4 or 5 parties in elections. I took it very seriously. I made my research. I had ideology where we should go. I read programs, etc. I was listening to debates, and I was listening to people. And I just realized it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter who I vote for. I'm completely, and this, by the way, this was the last election when I did not vote. That was my first election when I did not vote. And not because I'm lazy, but because I had enough. Because I thought it's enough. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter who I vote for. Um, Neighbor came home. Cool. So this is again. No, you don't have to vote. Like, stop saying people they have to do things. They don't. They don't. It has to have a reason. Please don't assume that we're just zombies who do shit because you tell us to do things. That's not how it works. Okay? It worked for a while, but eventually people will wake up, and this will change the whole dynamic of society. And that's where we're at right now. People start to wake up and question these things. Oh, what? It's unbelievable. I love it. Again, so you don't have to vote. That's my point. I know most people will hate me now because, like, oh, it's the foundation of democracy is the participation and vote and blah blah blah. You know what? I want parties that do the work to convince me, okay, as a voter, that they worthy for the stuff. They worthy for the status, for the job. They capable. They have a vision. It's not like, no matter what shitty selection you put in front of me, even if they are just the terrible and the least terrible that I can choose from, I'm not going to vote. I don't care. I feel like you playing dumb. I feel like you think I'm stupid. I think you are just using me to acknowledge the whole system, while the whole system is rigged and crap. Like you don't even have to put an effort in to 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 give me an offer, to give me a candidate that I can trust, that I can listen to, that I can probably follow to some extent. You're not going to do that, right? Because, even if you give me your worst options, I have to participate. No, that time is gone, okay? That world is over. I don't have to do anything anymore. I will do the stuff that I agree with. I will listen. I will still listening, okay? I'll keep an open mind. I'm not against the system. I understand we have to live in societies and stuff, so I understand that part. But again, you have to start treating people as partners and not as slaves. This is very important, okay? We are conscious, smart individuals, even when most of the time we don't show that because we are afraid that that might come back and hurt us. If you have your opinion these days, that can be pretty dangerous and risky. But again, that doesn't mean that we stop thinking. We're still thinking. We're just not saying it aloud most of the time. So again, guys, this is a very interesting evolution of how society evolves today. I love it. I really love it. I look forward where this goes from here. I hope that this will open a new opportunity. When I don't think I probably am way too idealist here. I'm probably way too optimistic, but I hope that these things will change, and the stupid superior inferior relationships will just degrade and disappear, because people have to start treating other people as conscious humans being. If you're not going to do, by the way, another example, I love it. I have so many crazy thoughts about this. Like, do you know, when you go for a job, right? You go for a job interview. When was the last time you were treated as a partner? Even if you go for a job interview, I've been a corporate citizen for most of my life. I also have my small startup, but the majority of my time I was working for large corporations. When you go for a job interview, they're not treat you fair. They're not treat you as a partner. They just look at you like, okay, you're a dumbass resource. Convince us as corporate, okay, we're the big money, we're the big powers, to convince us why we should choose you as a resource, because we have a lot of other candidates here, and probably, we're going to decide who we're going to work with. And because I'm very good at my job, by the way, I'm an awesome engineer, I'm a world class engineer, I'm very good at my shit. And and because of this, I usually have multiple offers from top great companies, like the top great companies. And you guys, I don't know, you should see those HR faces when you start to act like an equal entity to the corporate. Like, for example, the corporate tells you stuff like, okay, so why let's convince you. I want you to convince us as a corporate entity that you are the best resource. And then in exchange, I tell them, all right, I've done my part. I convinced you, okay, that I'm one of the best resources you can get. Now you convince me that you are the best option for me. Okay, so this is a two-way thing now. This is not a one-way thing. This is not going. I'm not going to sit here and just excitedly hope that you're going to choose me. I don't give a fuck. Like, no, that's not how it works. I have multiple offers here in my backpack, and so now it's your turn to convince me, and I'm going to choose who I work with. Okay, this is not like, oh, I wish you hire me, please. I'm a zombie, please hire. No, no. I know you're a good name, you're a cool name, I don't know, you're a blue stock company. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You have to convince me that you're going to treat me as a partner. If you're not doing that, we're not going to work together. So the people and companies, etc., have to start treating people as smart individuals and equal partners. If you're not doing this, by the way, it's not only them, it's you as well. So do not ever behave like you're below anybody else. Do not ever do that. Just claim your responsibility, claim your power, and claim your equal status. This is also up to you. I'm doing it. And I think the world is changing to this direction, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it every moment of it, and I'm looking where this goes. I'm very, 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 very excited about this. So, guys, that's it. I wanted to talk to you about. I think this is a pretty exciting time to live. And see where this goes. I hope this whole crazy relationship what we have in this world will just collapse, and that there will be some new system where you actually where people are liberated, their brain is I see this process, people's mind are liberated for some reason, and I love it. Like, no, I don't have to participate in this. I will participate if I see a reason here, but you said those days are gone when I followed everything you told me without questioning. No, those days are gone, and I hope that I would come back. It's horrible, horrible. Anyway, there's still a lot of components that you have to think about, and you have to have a strong um, you have to be powerful and strong to stand out and say these words, because we have a lot of fear in our life, and these entities who are trying to take advantage of you will even play it further and project an even bigger fear than there it is, because it helps them. If you're afraid, it's way easier to control you. So it's not an easy battle, but you have to realize the reality that the reality they try to project in you is fake. It's not real, and all they do is to they try to convince you that the only way is to follow them and listen to them, but it's not the reality anymore. It never been, by the way, but if you keep listening to this all the time, you might believe it. I grew up in this world, and I believed it. I was, yeah, I didn't know any better, by the way. Anyway, that was my interesting uh, thoughts for today. Thank you for listening again, guys. Leave a comment. What do you think about this? Um, Crazy. I love it. I really love it. I'm very much looking forward where this goes. See you guys.